1914, the Russian soldiers went into a war unprepared. Not so today. They are not copying 1914. The Air Force clears the way, the infantry follow up the tanks. All work together, teamwork. An Army unit that gets around like a Navy unit, with all the weapons of offense and defense. What have they in common with armies of the past, of history and glory? Courage, resolution, and a cause that is just. The everlasting cause, the fight for freedom, defense of the home and native land. Nazi dead. Men and boys. The prisoners are the pawns on the side of the chessboard. They'll have time to think it over. Think of the words their Führer said, of the promises he made, of the homes they have burned, and the wheat they have trampled, and the hunger and grief they have sown. Here's one who didn't like Hitler. He did not want to fight for Hitler. So he came over with this past to fight for freedom. In Germany, in Russia, everywhere. Millions have died. This one has a funeral, a few simple words by a non-com. He then has done what they all are most likely to do. He answered the call to arms, fought well, and died. In total war, civilians may be killed and maimed. But if they resist, they are treated as spies and hanged. That is fascist logic. These brave guerrillas work behind the enemy lines with all the risks and more than soldiers take in uniform. They have to fight on their own, in small groups, on desperate assignments, without benefit of any organization. They receive their instructions and are given what is left of the rifles and grenades. They harass the tanks and supply trains, snipe, sabotage, and burn for their country. They repeat the simple oath. I, a citizen of the Soviet Union and true son of the heroic Russian people, swear I will not lay down my arms until the last fascist in our territory is destroyed. A minimum of glory, a maximum of determination. Their achievements are seldom recorded. Look well at their faces. You will never see them again in the ranks of war prisoners, or read their names over heroes' graves. Meanwhile, the Russian Air Force, which Hitler told the Germans in the first days of fighting had been driven from the air, fight the invader. This is one of the bombers. Far below, a German supply depot. Now a safer target, so the Nazi airmen think. A village with women and children, with cattle and horses, pigs and hens. The alarm. In the villages, nobody goes down in the cellars. They scatter to the woods. Boys ride the work horses to the shelter of the trees. Don't quite understand. It isn't milking time. It's time for bombs and parachutes. Who does understand? The Home Guard gets ready with homemade camouflage. The mounted men start circling the village. No German from the outside will get in, and none who lands inside will get out again. The anti-aircraft batteries go into action. The guns are hidden with leaves and flowers. There are the planes, the enemy. The gunners get the range. The long, thin shells cut the air. No flowers, explosives in steel. He's hit. They got him. The sergeant is methodical. He keeps the record in his little book. The raid is over. The villagers crowd around to see the ruins of the plane. They don't cheer. They don't sing. There's a man in that junk heap somewhere. No one knows just what to do or say. The gunners, they smile a tired smile. It's all in a long day's work that Hitler asked. This aviator is Lieutenant Telekin on leave. He's telling his sister and a girl he went to school with all about it. He was 4 miles in the air, caught up with a Nazi bomber on the way to Moscow. Chased him nearer, nearer. Opened fire. The Nazi didn't drop his bombs on Moscow. He didn't have time. He tried to get away. Telekin followed. No more ammunition. The blast from a machine gun burned his hand. So he gave his plane the gas and rammed the Nazi, sheared off his propeller. His mother, his old-fashioned mother, she wasn't in the air. She couldn't fly a plane. She was in a dugout. The news came over the radio. Lieutenant Telekin. Well, that's my son. Telekin rammed a plane, brought it down. I got excited. I got frightened. I started crying. Her son came in. He was safe, that one time. He doesn't reproach her for being frightened and old-fashioned. She doesn't scold him for being reckless and brave. They are Russians, mother and son, and those who love freedom are behind them. The kids again, too small to watch the wheat fields, to know exactly what it's about when their daddies go away. And their mothers can't stay home with them either. These are the children from whom Hitler wants to steal their childhood, along with the life of their parents, their country and their land. The Girl Scouts, too young to fight in a women's battalion, take care of the kids. the sons of the soldiers. They try to make up to them somehow what the Nazis take away. Eat, kid. Tuck it in while you can. You've got friends, kid, all the way across the ocean. Sleep, kid. You don't know what war is. Sleep. The girls spend the evening making toys to make the kids laugh, to give the kids a chance to be kids while they can. Sleep, kid. People over here will help you. Russia has met the shock of the Nazi fury. Her armies are intact. Losses of shock troops are filled by reserves. Factories raised in the path of the invader are matched with other factories. Her planes are in the air in thousands. Tanks go forward to the counterattack in thousands. Nazi dead are buried in the ground they tried to steal in millions. Day and night they give Hitler the answer. Guns, planes, tanks, planes, tanks, guns, big guns, naval guns, torpedoes. Day and night the fight goes on and will go on. Their fight, the world's fight against Hitler. Great Britain, an enemy of Hitler, has said, no separate peace. Russia has said to Hitler, no quarter. The fight goes on for human brotherhood.
The Russians' war, the British war, the war of the United States.
Today, tomorrow, and tomorrow, guns, planes, tanks, and no surrender.